What's up, everybody? I'm back. It's been like 3 weeks, right? It's been a long time. And after we did a very provocative, educational, in-depth show with Dr. Robert Epstein, which gave us a lot of information on Google and your privacy, we ran that. And then I was supposed to do this show that I'm doing today, last week, and the show I was supposed to do today with Michael Collier, we're pushing back because it's pouring rain I left my phone on. It's pouring rain in Los Angeles right now, and Michael is coming from a pretty far distance, and I did not want him driving in that rain, and it wasn't safe. So we're gonna have to push that show back. And but I promise he'll be on. He will be on to bring a little funny to all the dramatics that we talk about on this show, which is, you know, your privacy. So welcome to Cyber Secure You. I'm your girl Val, Forensic Gal, right here on OneStream.tv. And today we're going to be talking about TikTok. So the show is called The Talk is Ticking. Thanks, Ecor, for coming up with that name. I said the clock is ticking, but we like the talk is ticking. So you get it? You get it? You got to think a little bit. So we're going to talk about TikTok because TikTok right now is really big right now in the news. They're talking about how they're trying to shut the app down. They don't want the app in the U.S. They don't want it here. Too much is going on with our privacy, which is what we talk about on this show. So we're very concerned about keeping our information to ourselves. We don't need it spread across the world, right? Much less anywhere else. But this is what the issue seems to be with TikTok. Now, TikTok is an app that was created, I think it was created in 2017, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back and take a look at my notes real quick. But I think it was created, oh no. It said it was introduced to the U.S. in 2018, but it was created in 2017. Now, its parent company is called ByteDance. So it's funny because I didn't even know about ByteDance. I heard about them maybe a few years ago. But they are the parent company to TikTok. And so the guy who created TikTok, the brilliant genius geek that he is, Jiaying, I think that's how I pronounce his name. Oh God, I just tongue twisted myself. Jiaying. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Anyways, we'll get into a deeper discussion about him in a little bit, but I wanted to elaborate more on what's the fascination with TikTok. You know, and I get it because it's not all bad. It really isn't all bad. But it's the premise underneath what isn't bad that makes it bad, if that makes sense. So, for example, TikTok is a very, very popular app amongst teenagers, right? But even adults love it as well. But it's mainly the teens they gravitated towards it to the point where it yanked them from Facebook. Like, they consider Facebook to be like old school. At least my daughter was like telling me, and she's a millennial, she's like, Mom, nobody uses Facebook like that anymore. It's either Instagram or TikTok or Snapchat, right? And so TikTok is right up there with it. It's funny because I can only use these glasses to look at computers. So when I'm looking at the screen, everything is blurry. So it's like I don't really need them except for when I'm looking at words on the computer. So I'm going to have to take them off since I'm talking to you guys right now. Nevertheless, so TikTok, next picture. Let's see, what do we have? TikTok. Okay, so here's the thing. There are 5 social media apps that are really well known. And how about TikTok on a revenue basis takes all of them, like kicks all of them out the box. So you have your Facebook, you have Instagram, you have TikTok, you have Clubhouse, and you have Twitter. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, really, TikTok should be in the #1 position because TikTok revenue is higher than that of Netflix, and it is higher than Facebook. It has literally came in, took the world by storm, and made a lot of money for Jiaying Yamin. Right? Hopefully I'm saying his name correctly. Don't come for me if I didn't. Nevertheless, there he is, Jiaying Yamin. And it says the geek who dreams of a big world. He ain't looking like that now, I can tell you all that, right? He got way more swag, kind of like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, you know. And even who else? There's a few other guys that, you know, when they started, they looked all geeky, and then now they got money. Their swag is like way through the roof. They got this style, you know how we talked about the techie vibe, the techie swag, like that. So, anyways. This is the man who's responsible for TikTok, and he literally created, mind you, listen, Asians generally are smart, okay? We all know that. They are raised to do certain things. Either you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be a lawyer, or you're going to be an engineer. Literally, those three things. This is how they gear their children on. They're raising them. These are the three professions you choose from, and they're super, super smart. And they here's the thing. To me, what makes them so smart is like it's like they study Americans, right? And that's the problem we're having with them right now, because they really are trying to study us. They need more information. They want more information so they know how to move. They know how to come at us, you know, because they don't think we pay attention. And half of the times they're right. We just live life. We just walk through life with like blinders on, a lot of Americans, you know. We're in our own zone. But Asians, on the other hand, and I had a really good Asian friend, and this chick was smart. Too smart. Too smart. Like, she was brilliant. Matter of fact, back in the day, she was the one, like, she's the one who implemented the, when you're going into a building and you have to put your pass, and normally you'll have like a little badge, where she made it where it can use facial recognition, having that type of technology delivered from China to the U.S. to implement at different businesses, where your finger will get scanned before you walk in the building, or they recognize your face, facial recognition. So my homegirl back in the day was responsible for implementing stuff like that here in the U.S. So again, brilliant people. And so they studied with ByteDance, okay? They were like, wow, we need this app that really pulls people in. We want to really suck them in. So, and we want the app to like give them what they want. So if they look at one thing, then the next thing must be predicated on their likes, not what they dislike. That's the only way we're going to keep them on this app. And they studied it and they figured it out. They figured out ways to make it work. And voila, came TikTok. I chose this picture, but I'm not even sure why I chose it, to tell you the truth. But I put it up there because it's cute, and it just shows the brevity of how deep TikTok can be embedded into our lives. Like, it's into everything. And so, you know, and people are, like, this world is changing in the fact that if we want likes, we want people to not only like what we're doing, we want people to love what we're doing. You know, we want some kind of recognition. We want to be acknowledged for things that we do. And TikTok was that platform that provided that for us, right? So you have these teenagers that get on there and they dance, and they have these challenges, or these dance challenges, which I think are pretty fun, because I've actually tried it myself. Not that I'm any good at it, but I've tried some of those TikTok challenges. Not that I was going to put it online. I did it on my own, to myself, in the living room. But they were pretty cool, right? And I was like, oh, I can do that. I can do that. Especially when they came out with that R. Kelly one. Let me see you shake it, shake. What is it? Let me see you shake it, shake. And your hips got to go a certain way or whatever. I was trying it. Believe me, I was working it. I can do it. One day I'll show you guys. But nevertheless, you have all these teenagers that just acclimated to this application, because they were able to literally do way more than they've been doing on Facebook. They're able to share makeup ideas. Here we have it right here. if they're throwing a party, or hey, this is what you should wear, look at me, be creative. And so it was a way for them to share what they're doing with the world versus just staying in that circle. Maybe because you go to this high school, then what you're trying to expose or share is only in that area or group of people. Now it can be exposed to the world, and that's what TikTok brought to the table. I ain't mad at them. I really ain't, because it rapidly grew and caught on. And again, it's not just teenagers; it's adults that are all about it too. And I find myself, and they want you to get stuck, because I find myself when I get on it, I'm just going from one thing to the next video, and I have to say to myself, Val, put the damn phone down. You got things to do. You can't be sitting here doing this. It's like you have to put yourself on a schedule. Okay, I'm going to look at TikTok for just 30 minutes, and then I'm going to go on, and then maybe I'll come back to it. We don't even have a need for television. What do we need television for? What do we need cable network for? We don't need it. We got all kinds of other things to take our attention away. All this other social media with people doing this and doing that. Even on Instagram, I find myself, now that I've been able to go back to using social media, because for a long time I could not. And so it's just recently I've been able to get back on and feel comfortable on social media enough to post things, share things, and maneuver around it. Whereas when I got hacked, that was not even the case. So it's not like I have a whole lot of followers and all of that stuff, because I'm literally regrowing my brand and regrowing and getting more comfortable using it after being so severely hacked. But anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about. So as far as TikTok is concerned, okay, let's go to the next slide. What do we have we had the next one, and then we have the, okay. So right now, the U.S. is trying to, they're like, look, we're shutting it down. We do not want our citizens to be able to access TikTok. Now, mind you, TikTok cannot, it's funny because the country that created TikTok, they don't allow their people to use TikTok because they know the psychology behind it. They know what they did to captivate us the way they did, where all we want to do is look at this damn app. Even my mom, once she got on TikTok, can't get her off it. She's always sending us stuff like, look at this, and oh my God, look at this, and look at this, all on TikTok, right? So she's in love with it too, and my mom is like in her early 70s. So it's very, very addictive. And so now, here we have the U.S. saying, like, they banned, how many employees? I don't have my notes again, but I think it was like 60 million federal employees, somewhere around that number, they have to remove the app from their devices. The U.S., anybody who's working for the federal government cannot have the app on their phone. Now, I don't know how they exactly try to have, how they'll control for this exactly, and that seems to be also the problem with what is happening and what the U.S. is trying to do. It's not going to be something where all of a sudden, boom, TikTok goes away. It's not that simple. Right? It's just not going to go down like that. They make it seem like that, and the news is hyping it up like TikTok is gone no more, TikTok's not going to be around, but that, it's going to take, it's a process, right? They can't just ban it just like, it just is not going to happen that way. There's too many moving parts and technical moving parts to absolutely make sure that people are unable to access this app. Anyways, you have teenagers now that are literally tripping. They are feeling some kind of way. What? The U.S. is trying to take away TikTok? They're like crying online. I was going to actually show some of the videos because I thought it was quite funny, because this one guy was like, what? I don't even know how to work it. I wasn't made for a regular job. Like, all I know is how to do TikTok. Like, that's my job, because they generate an income from it. Based on how many viewers and how many people like it, they get paid. And my nephew gets paid off of this shit. And when I saw, because my nephew was never really made for school, like he was just one of them kids. He wasn't meant to sit in a classroom and get a degree and all that. That's just wasn't him, right? And I don't think school's for everybody. Everybody has their own path. People can literally become millionaires and haven't stepped one foot inside of college, right? So that's my nephew. But he's on this shit, killing it. He just bought a freaking motorcycle. And I'm seeing him on Instagram and TikTok rolling around in his damn motorcycle with his bag and all of that. Like, he's early 20s. Making money off of TikTok. So they are getting depressed. They are sad. They're mad because they're like, who does the U.S. government think they are to take away my rights to be able to watch something that I want to watch? I don't give a shit if TikTok, if the Chinese government is getting into my business. I don't have shit to hide anyway, so they don't really care, you know. So they're all for it. So, you know, here's the thing. I have this picture up here because it shows that, look, Putin over there, he got involved in our voting, right, in our elections with Donald Trump. That was an issue, right? But we didn't find out till after the fact. Although I think they knew all along. They knew all along, and it's not a political show, but they knew all along. But by allowing Chinese to interfere, and they're collecting data from us, guys. They are getting information on us every time you click and view TikTok. From where you live, IP addresses, devices, what you like, what you don't like. It's even recording you. So it can hear your conversations outside of TikTok. But they literally are trying to dumbify the U.S. We're already lackadaisical. You know, we're by no means as strict. Like, our policies and the way that we live is so different from the Chinese government and how their citizens have to live. Like, they cannot use TikTok, okay? They can't touch it. But yet they created it. Think about that. Why do you think that is? I'll wait. Here's my watch on this hand. I'll wait. Tick-tock, tick-tock. There's a reason behind it. So as much as I like the app, and I feel like the app it's not all bad. I'm like, oh, it like kind of brings people together. If you're depressed and at home and you're a kid and you're being bullied and you're lonely, and you can hop on TikTok and see a few things and you laugh and it makes you feel better, you know, and then you're getting up on your style because you're seeing how other people dress and this and that. Like it provides them with this sense of, I don't want to say security, but it's like, you know, like being, it's like you being the popular kid at school, and so everybody has everybody wants to know you, everybody wants to hang with you, you know what I mean? TikTok will help this teenager that is not so popular gain popularity, right? Because all of a sudden they know how to dress, they know how to do this, they know how to do that. I'm sorry, I have to bring this up here. There we go. So, anyways, on March 1st, the U.S. Foreign Affairs Committee voted that President Biden had the power to ban TikTok. Okay, so he signed an agreement pushing for the banning of TikTok. And I know he has grandchildren that use TikTok. I know he does. So he signed it, but I'm pretty sure he's thinking, damn. You know, because mind you, TikTok, listen. This shit gets real deep when I think about it. So a lot of parents, like, listen, okay, let me start this way. When I was growing up, we were playing in the streets. Tic-tac-toe and Chinese jump rope and red light, green light and stop and go. We used to use the STOP signs on the road, and we used to play this game called STOP. You know, like, we made things up outside. We got air, we ran around, we got exercise. Nowadays, these kids are stuck on devices and TikTok, right? So in a way, it gives parents a break where they really don't have to worry. Because back in the day, parents kind of had to worry because you're outside. They don't know what kind of strangers might be trying to, mess with you. You could get hurt outside. We used to get hurt all the time and have to come in the house and get Band-Aids, sometimes rush to the hospital because somebody fell off the bike and rolled down the hill, cut their leg and all this stuff. But at home, you're safe and you're in front of the computer. So parents don't have to worry about the outside variables that can mess a kid up and get you hurt. You're sitting there, and now it allows the parent to go off and do what they want in peace, and they just look, oh, so-and-so's fine, they're on the computer. But do we really want our kids like this? Do we really want, I understand, thank God my daughter's grown and I don't have to deal with this, but for the parents that do you want your kid just glued to the damn computer watching everything? It's like the world will pass you by. And the Asian government knows that. They know that shit. That's why they're like, oh, hell no, we're not letting our citizens use this. Don't you find it interesting that their citizens can't use something that they created? Why? Does that even make any sense? Anyways, moving on, because I literally stay stuck talking about this for a long, long, long time, and I don't want to spend my whole 30 minutes talking about that. They haven't quite banned it yet, just so you know. They're talking about it. So there's a committee that will reconvene and have hearings with tech CEOs and lawmakers to find out exactly what they're going to do with this platform. So no major decisions have been made, except for federal employees cannot have it on their devices if they work for the federal government. So that is important. But nevertheless, they're talking about it. And the Chinese government, they are not happy about it. They feel like it's some kind of censorship. Why are we censoring this? Well, why are they censoring it? Hell, I literally would be like, if they came at me and said, well, why are you censoring it? We don't believe that you guys should take TikTok away. Well, why the hell you don't let your citizens use it? You want us to use it, but how come you don't let your own citizens use it? There's obviously a reason for that, right? Because just like you're gaining information off of us, maybe we can get information off of you, and there's no way in hell you're going to allow that. Not at all. TikTok literally is that app. So anyways, it isn't, like I said, it isn't simple. Now, here's the thing. There's good to everything and there's bad to everything. So with TikTok, let me get to the story here, because there was a few incidents that took place where kids, they have these challenges, right? And what's the next picture? Yeah, there he is. So let me get to my notes on this one, because this poor guy, these are the challenges. TikTok does have a negative impact for teens and parents. And so there are actually organizations out there that are available to help parents maneuver and help them guide their children when it comes to social media apps, specifically TikTok. And this poor little guy, let me see if I get his name, Archie. So Archie actually suffered brain damage after doing a TikTok challenge. And so there was, so there's two situations that took place. We have Archie, who suffered brain damage, and it was a TikTok challenge that went wrong. And one story shared that a daughter was shot in her eye based off of a TikTok challenge. So the TikTok challenge had something to do with these kids shooting BB guns or something like that. And they shot the BB gun, like who could shoot it the farthest or something, and it hit the girl in the eye and took out her eye. And there you go. But it was a challenge, like which one could do it and how far could it go and that sort of thing. So that is one of the negatives. As far as Archie is concerned, see how cute? And I think Archie ended up dying, to tell you the truth. But it was called Blackout, and it was like a challenge where he had to hang himself to see how long, oops, I'm touching the mic, to see how long he could hang before going unconscious or some shit like that. And he actually blacked out and went unconscious behind a challenge. There was another challenge I read about where this mother, her two daughters came running into the room and their hands were literally like black, like dark blue. And she's like, what the hell? And they're screaming, they're crying. And come to find out there was a challenge with antifreeze or some shit like that, where they had to spray it on their skin to see if their skin would change colors or some shit like that. I'm telling you, like there's matter of fact, there was a challenge recently. And this is one of the reasons, I mean, it's not one of the reasons I do what I do with my car, but I'm glad I do what I do with my car, because my car was one of the cars that they used in the challenge. And they were teaching kids on TikTok how to hijack Hyundais. And Hyundais are one of the vehicles they're able to get into because it doesn't have a what is it called? Switch lock? What is it called when the cars like they shut down automatically? What is that called? Do you guys know?
Low jack.
Not a low jack.
Power lock.
It's a power.
Oh, kill switch.
Kill switch. Right. It has a kill switch, and so usually Hyundais do not. And so there was a challenge for kids to go on. And they were teaching them how to hijack these type of cars because the cars don't have a kill switch. But in this particular story, let me see here. He was trying a so-called blackout challenge before he was shortly found unconscious. And it was insanely dangerous. It was an online craze that encourages users to choke themselves until they reach the point of losing unconsciousness. And Archie's mother found him with a cord wrapped around his neck. And he died. Yeah. Isn't that terrible? So they had to, he was on life support for a very long time, and then they had to pull the switch. So they had to let him go. And so now Archie is no longer with us, unfortunately. We're sorry to hear that, Archie. But this is one of the TikTok challenges that went wrong. What's the next picture? Oh, that actually was for something else. And I threw that up there. My bad. I think that's it. Did I go through all the pictures already? Yeah? Oh, okay. Well, I guess I did. So then how much longer do I have for the show? Am I done? Am I over my 30 minutes? Oh, we're at 28? So it's pretty much time to wrap it up, huh? Oh, god darn. See, that's what happens. Anyways, I did want to say this. I'm not sure how I feel about it, to tell you the truth. Ban TikTok, to ban it or to not. To tick or to talk. I don't know. Because there are benefits to having access to see how other people do what they do, and you're sharing ideas, and you're getting to see, different dance moves, and some people show you about gardening, how to buy a home, how to fix your car. It's just like YouTube, but it's shorter versions and shorter clips. But there are benefits to it, and kids seem to enjoy it. Adults seem to enjoy it. All generations seem to enjoy this app. Now, but if it is collecting all sorts of data, and they're using that data to someday come back and attack us, that's a problem. That means we're definitely giving them too much information. It's not what we want, right? Privacy is very important. They keep their shit private. That's all you got to think about. They keep their shit private. So if they want their shit, we should be able to have some privacy. And they're literally able to collect all sorts of data, you guys. It is beyond normal, the amount of information that they're collecting just from us using the app. So, You think about it some more. Don't let anyone and what you hear on the news tell you what's going on. You go out and you do the research and you find out for yourself what type of data is China collecting by having us use the app. Why do you believe the app should be banned? Why do you think it shouldn't be banned? You know, we need to be more assertive and take more of a stand and be more instrumental in these type of decisions that most likely will affect us long term, right? If this app were to go away, they'll just find something else to replace it, to tell you the truth. And another thing I thought of is if we don't want the app, the U.S. is like, oh, we don't want the Chinese government knowing so much about us. Why don't we create something like this? Why is it always them creating some shit like this? Now, we have Mark Zuckerberg who created Facebook, right? Why can't we have someone that creates a TikTok app? That way it's not in the hands of the Chinese government. We're taking control. You know, we're smart enough to do it. So why don't we do it? If that seems to be that's one of the issues. We know that they're collecting data, but that's because they create an app that we're using. So why don't we create the app? I don't know. Anyways, I will talk about this again because I'm pretty sure I missed some really detailed points that I wanted to get into. But I actually jumped on this show and did this when I was supposed to do it last week, so I was way more prepared. But I did want to touch on it because it is a hot topic right now. This is what is being discussed right now in 2023, TikTok and whether or not it's going to be banned. So join me next week for Michael Collier, y'all. Oh, no, wait, is he coming on next week? No, he's not. No. I don't know. Oh, yeah, we don't know. We don't know. He'll be on, though, because it was raining so bad. So I didn't want Michael to have to drive. He's such a nice guy. Look at him. And he's funny. He's so funny. So he's going to bring you some laughter when it comes to talking about cyber crimes, which is so, it's gritty, grimy, right? It's sad, it's dark. But he's going to bring us some laughter when we talk about the issues dealing and surrounding cyber crimes and how we are functioning and dealing with our privacy violations, okay? But I'm not sure exactly when he's coming on. But I will keep you posted on Instagram. So check me out on Instagram at Val, and that's VALL, Forensic Gal. You can do that. And you can cash at me at CyberSecureU. All right? Don't forget, every penny counts. You know what I mean? I was like, if you can get $1 from 1 million people, you'll be a millionaire. That's how that goes. So, hey, support your girl. All right, so I will see you guys next week, and I will keep you posted on when Michael Collier will be coming on. Peace.